Welcome to another show of Execution Matters podcast. Today I've got Chris Carter as a guest of this podcast. He's the chairman and CEO of Apra Incorporated. The companies are doing SAP solutions, cloud, AI, and Azure solutions. And Chris, great to have on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much, Chris. So, Chris, let's start the questions here. The first question is I would like to know about the company. So, can you walk us through the initial inspiration behind founding this company, and what gap that you see in the market that you felt compelled to address and solve?
Sure. So the reason I started this company was a senior vice president at SAP came over to my home with a bottle of scotch and said, Chris, you need to get back into the SAP ecosystem. This is what we're doing with HANA. And so I had actually been retired for a little bit from SAP. We sat down, we talked, we walked through it, and I saw an immediate need for what I do well, and that is hosting, supporting, and cloudifying SAP environments and helping organizations to put them in a cloud, provide the AMS activities, and to help them grow from a structural standpoint.
Got it. Initially, we had a discussion, right? So you said like you have grown the company from $0 to $10 million in that short span of time. So I know that you'll be face a lot of challenges on that journey. So can you say some key milestones or some turning points that contributed to this impressive growth of your company?
Yeah, some key milestones are you get your first customer, you get your first contract, you get your first certification with SAP, because that's very difficult to do. You grow your company into be all of a sudden from one customer to a global company where you have multiple companies that you're supporting in different parts of the world. So you see all those different milestones come gradually. Then all of a sudden you're 10 companies, managing 10 companies. Then you've got 50 employees, and then you're growing. And so then you might have a step backwards. All of a sudden you've got companies that you're working with decide we're going to do this in-house, or you've got companies that just walk away, they're done with us. There's steps forward and steps backwards in every challenge and in every organization.
Yeah. So as you said right now, every growth journey has got its share of the hurdles, right? So what is the biggest challenge that you faced in scaling a company to this position, and what made you to navigate them?
Yeah, so some of the biggest challenges are staffing, bringing in more customers, working with the certified tools and becoming a certified solution partner with SAP themselves, then taking on the added responsibility of being a cloud service provider, so a CSP, which is an Azure partner. All those are new challenges, and then we want to move forward and try to triumph in each one of those challenges, and we try to do that every day.
Got it. And so I would like to ask you one thing about this product diversification. So when I checked your website, you're doing a lot of service like the managed services, the cloud services, the AI stuff, the Azure stuff, right? So it is something like a diverse range of solutions. So how did you decide on this product mix, and how diversifying into the specific areas has really benefited your growth and your revenues?
Yeah, so that's a great question, because we decided later on in the organizational structure to diversify quite a bit. So originally we were just doing AMS for organizations and some hosting and services provided. Then we decided to become a cloud service provider. Then we decided, because we're managing these landscapes, we decided to build our own tool called Overwatch, which is an AI-based tool to manage, monitor solutions in the SAP ecosystem, because we couldn't find what we wanted and to have it manage what we wanted. So we took that tool and built it, and now every one of our customers has that specific tool running in our data centers or in their clouds, in our clouds across the globe.
Got it. So regarding this staying ahead in this competitive space, right? The B2B technology landscape is very much competitive, especially the cloud and AI solutions. Very competitive, right? So how do you ensure that your offerings really stand out and remain relevant in the middle of these growing market demands?
So that's a everyday and a continuous evolution and activity, not only with the tools, not only with the certifications, not only where SAP decides to take their tools and activities, our staff, every day is a continuous evolution and a growth structure of what's going on with those organizations and activities. You gotta continue to read. You gotta continue to grow. You gotta continue to move forward. You gotta continue. You can't just stay flat.
Yeah.
You gotta keep taking, even if it's a baby step. Take a baby step. Take a leap. Take a bigger leap. Continue to move those forward.
Yeah, definitely. You have to believe in the baby steps, because when we are starting the company, we are not really sure. We have to believe on that each step, and that goes to something big over a period of time. Definitely a big yes for that. So, see, for any founder, okay, like when they're running this B2B technology company, we have to handle the sales department, we have to handle the marketing department, and aligning these two departments is very crucial for any big company. Like, even though when you're starting out, or probably
A little company, even a startup.
Yeah, it's a big challenge anyway. So, can you talk about some practices or some strategy that you have adapted to ensure these teams are aligned and driving growth collaboratively?
Yeah, that's another great question, because sales and marketing are hand in hand with each other. You got to be able to market. We have some great people that we continuously market. We have our ASCAP Royal video segments. We have our tweets. We have our Instagrams. We have our LinkedIn's. We have graphics departments. We have our photography. We have got our video. All of those play together. And then we've got the teams that work on our PDFs and our one-pagers and our presentations. I wrote 4 books, the Mastering SAP series. And so I became a best-selling author with those 4 books. And so now sales and marketing markets those. Sales uses them as something to take into customers to talk about mastering SAP and the activity that's going on with SAP. So they all flow into each other. And you got to have that really nice symbiotic relationship, because if all of a sudden you're butting gears, there's going to be an issue. So whatever sales needs, marketing provides. Whatever marketing wants to give to sales to help them promote. And it's a flow. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it has to be working together.
Yeah. So all this period of time, like when you scale this company, right? So what lessons that you've learned of the leadership part? So as a founder and CEO, this is very central to your role, right? Lead the company. So what key lessons that you've learned over the years that you believe that very much behind the company's success?
Yeah, first thing I would say is don't ever do it. I used to have a full head of hair like you when I first started this company. I joke. When you're going to go off on this journey, know that it is 18-hour days, it is 20-hour days, sometimes it's 24 and 36-hour days. Always know that there's going to be more activity. You're never going to be sitting there twiddling your thumbs, playing with video games. You've got a lot of activity. Your brain is always going to be thinking of how can I help this customer? What can I do for this customer? What can I do for this staff member? What do we need to build from an AI perspective? What do we need to build from a marketing perspective, a sales perspective? You're continuously working on these activities. Before this interview, I was actually working on some activities and approving some documents that we're going to be sending out to our in our newsletter that individuals can. We don't ask people for anything other than, you want this newsletter, you want this information, we want to give this to you, we want to help you, we want to teach you, we want you to master SAP. So free books, free PDFs, free activities. You're always going to be constantly evolving. And as a leader, you have to be the one that knows, I'm the one that's going to help my team, but I've got to give them, and I've got to make sure I give to the customers and the staff. And I have to lead in order to make that customer, that company, and all of those successful.
Got it. So that is very key. Like supporting the team with what exactly they need. That is very important for the leadership success. So true. So here in the future of the B2B technology, so as you know, it's like ever evolving, right? So given your experience and this stuff that you see at this point, right? So where do you see like the future of the B2B technology heading, especially in areas like the cloud solutions and AI? So do you see any emerging trends or technology that you're really excited about?
Oh, AI is just at the very tippy top of the starting program. We've been talking about AI for 7+ years now, but in the real world and in your real practice and in real customers, it is the very tip of the spear right now, as they like to say, or the tip of the pin. it's going to be here forever because it is going to help make people better at what they do. And let me get in there and tell people it's going to help you do your job better. It's not going to take away your job. It's going to help you do your job. And that's what I tell people when I go around the United States. I'm going to Spain the end of this month. Where else am I going? I'm going to Spain. I'm going to Houston. I'm going to Kentucky. I'm going to Las Vegas. I'm going to Florida. I'm going around the globe talking about how AI, especially from an SAP perspective, is going to help individuals do their jobs better, and it's not going to take away their jobs. And I think that's a powerful thing from us from a B2B standpoint, because we're a business that's going to help other businesses, and we're going to help them become better.
Yeah, so true. So regarding the company culture, as you know, when the company is good, right? So maintaining a cohesive and positive company culture can be a real challenge. So how have you ensured that your company's culture remains intact and even thrives, when you're scaling, till this level?
Yeah, it's difficult, especially in this new economy where I'm here working in Hawaii right now because I'm giving a speech and I'm talking about my books this week. I got staff around the United States. I got them in India. I got them in Spain. I got them in. It's tough because I don't see them every day. This little camera is my world. I try to see them. I try to talk with them. I try to interact with them, make sure that they're doing okay. Talk about what we're doing, how we're doing things, why we're doing things, what things need to happen, how they're doing. Sometimes I will have conversations with staff just about personal things. I know of some family or individuals who have new babies in their family. I know individuals who are getting married. And I just talk with them, ask them, don't talk business, strictly talk about the activities that are going on in their life. We used to do that around a coffee maker. Now we have to do it with this.
Yeah, that's a great thing, right? And as a leader, we have to be really human, and we have to talk to them. We have to show a lot of empathy towards them. That is very important because then only they will reciprocate back to you, right? Because they're also human beings. They have got also feeling stuff. They also got the family side of this thing. So as a leader, definitely we have to recognize that part as well. So true, Christopher. So do you have any advice for aspiring entrepreneurs in this B2B technology space, because the B2B technology is always changing, right? So for anyone who want to venture in this new area, so what advice or insights that you'd offer based upon your own journey?
Yeah, I would say do it and do it now. Fail and fail fast and keep trying. Learn from every failure and keep moving forward in a strategic manner. The more you keep going forward, the more you're going to continue to grow. You're going to help others to grow. Growth is what we all need and what we all want.
Yeah, that is very important. It's something like every step that we are taking is that is going to give us a lesson, right? So from that, for each of the person, that will be so different. So we cannot define like the journey will be like so linear there, right? So it is something like so complex. So everyone has to experience their own journey there. So
the journey of a million miles starts with that first step.
Yeah, absolutely correct. So we have come to the conclusions podcast. So Christopher, if anyone wants to contact you for the service that you offer, like the cloud AI solutions and SAP solutions, can they contact you through the LinkedIn profile? So I can attach your LinkedIn profile link on the YouTube video description. Is that fine?
My LinkedIn or our website, approyo.com, APPROYO.com.
Excellent. So thank you so much, Christopher. Thank you so much for being on the Power Show. It was really great talking with you.
You as well. Thank you for your time and having me.